of downtown Chicago, the air filled with the aroma of freshly baked bread and sautéed vegetables. The rhythmic clatter of pans and the soft chatter of patrons echoed around her. Yet amidst the busy kitchen of the restaurant where she worked as a line cook, a lingering emptiness tugged at her heart. At 30, with years of culinary experience tucked under her apron, she still felt unfulfilled. Her dream of opening her own restaurant, the Cozy Table, loomed in her mind like a distant star, bright but intangible. Looking around, she recalled her childhood days spent in her grandmother's quaint kitchen. The elderly woman had been a magician with flavors, teaching Lily the magic of combining spices and ingredients to create something extraordinary. Each memory of those moments was a warm hug on a cold day, reminding her of the passion that stirred within her. Yet every time she ventured to share her dreams with her family, the warmth faded into the chill of dismissal. "Cooking is just a hobby, Em. You should think about a real job," her father would chide, his voice heavy with the authority of his successful banking career. Her mother, ever the socialite, would laugh off her ambitions, suggesting that Lily should focus on more practical endeavors. Even Ryan, her younger brother and a promising corporate lawyer, never failed to compare his successes to her culinary aspirations, making her feel small in a world that valued bank accounts over passion. Despite their harsh words, Lily's determination only grew stronger. She set her sights on the grand opening of her restaurant, believing that this would be the moment she could finally prove them wrong. The invitation she meticulously crafted was a blend of excitement and vulnerability. It bore her hopes and dreams, and she sent one to her family, hoping they would finally understand. As she flicked through her phone, a flashback transported her to a family dinner where laughter echoed like daggers in her heart. "What's next, Em? Cooking for a big-shot chef?" Ryan had snickered, earning a round of laughs from their parents. In that moment, she had vowed silently to herself that one day they would see her dream come to fruition and perhaps regret dismissing her. Lily's heart swelled with a mix of hope and fear as the day of the grand opening approached. Would her family come? Would they support her, or would they continue to carry their doubts like weights around their necks? As she counted down the days, she knew this was bigger than just a restaurant. It was her chance to reclaim her narrative and reshape how her family viewed her dreams. With the grand opening looming closer, Lily found solace in the kitchen, where the familiar sounds of chopping and sizzling helped drown out the doubts. It was there, beneath the warm glow of vintage pendant lights at the Cozy Table, that she began to imagine her success, her family's pride shining through tears of joy at the sight of her triumph. Yet, even as her dreams took shape, a nagging fear clung to her. What if they didn't come? Anxiously, Lily looked at the calendar marked with red lipstick on the day of the opening. She was ready to show the world who she really was. But in the depths of her heart, she closed her eyes and whispered, "No matter what, I'll keep cooking. They'll regret not believing in me." As the shadows of doubt lurked at the corners of her mind, Lily stood resolute, ready to take the leap into her destiny on that pivotal night. After all, every great chef must first believe in themselves before the world will too. The morning sun poured through the large windows of the space that would soon be the Cozy Table, illuminating the raw wood beams and exposed brick walls that held the promise of warmth and hospitality. Lily Carter stood in the middle of the room, her heart racing with a mix of excitement and trepidation. This was her canvas, a place where her culinary dreams would finally take shape. With a deep breath, she rolled up her sleeves and got to work. Hiring team. Lily understood that she couldn't do this alone. The vision for her restaurant was vast, and she needed a team that not only shared her passion, but could also complement her culinary skills. After weeks of interviews, she found her sous chef, Jake, a talented young man with a fierce appetite for creativity and a history of working in high-stress kitchens. He had a friendly disposition that put everyone at ease, and his innovative ideas, like incorporating seasonal ingredients from local farmers, resonated with Lily's own philosophy. Over the weeks, the two of them spent countless hours developing a menu that reflected Lily's roots. Together, they meticulously crafted dishes that honored her grandmother's recipes while adding a contemporary twist. The highlight of the menu was the maple-glazed duck breast, a dish that had been passed down through Lily's family, infused with her own special sauce that brought out its rich flavors. Obstacles faced. However, the journey was not without its obstacles. Securing funding proved to be a daunting task. Lily pored over financial documents and went from one bank to another, seeking loans that could turn her dream into reality. Each rejection felt heavier than the last, and doubts began to seep into her mind like an unwelcome guest. Would she ever get the support she needed? Would anyone believe in her vision? As if the financial aspect wasn't challenging enough, managing renovations in the historical building was another hurdle. The city's regulations were stringent, making each decision a painstaking process. Determined, Lily rallied her team to tackle the space with their own hands, from painting old chairs to installing light fixtures. Every brushstroke and every decision reflected their dedication and belief in what the cozy table could become. To make matters worse, Lily's family remained apathetic. Each time she spoke with them, she could sense their disbelief linger behind their words. Her mother would often suggest, "You know you can always go back to school, Em." A business degree could really help you, as though Lily needed a safety net. Her father would frequently ask about real job prospects, his tone betraying a lack of understanding. Even Ryan, her younger brother, who was climbing the ranks in his law career, would casually drop comments that stung, such as, "It must be nice playing chef. I guess some people never grow up." But Lily was resolute. With each dismissive comment, she felt a spark ignite within her, a fire that compelled her to prove them wrong. She started to view their doubts less as barriers and more as fuel for her drive. The cozy table was not just about food, it was her declaration of independence, a statement that her dreams mattered. The setup. With the grand opening drawing closer, Lily sent out invitations, carefully crafting each one, hoping to spark curiosity and perhaps a changed heart in her family. The date she chose coincided with a local food festival, hoping that the excitement in the city would bolster her restaurant's visibility. This was a defining moment for her. She wanted her family there, not only to witness her success, but to understand that she had created something special against all odds. As she prepared for the opening, Lily poured her heart and soul into the details, envisioning guests enjoying themselves, laughter echoing through the walls of the cozy table. Memories of her grandmother's kitchen flooded her mind with every spice she measured and every recipe she perfected. The dreams of their shared culinary adventures propelled her forward. In those silent moments of preparation, as she mixed dough and marinated meats, Lily whispered a promise to herself, "This is for you, Grandma. I will make you proud." But with each anticipation-filled day that passed, the shadow of her family's indifference loomed large. Would they come this time? Would they finally see her not just as the whimsical daughter who played in the kitchen, but as a woman determined to carve her own path? As the grand opening date approached, Lily steeled herself for whatever lay ahead, knowing she'd built this dream from the ground up, and that alone was worth celebrating. As she locked up the restaurant one evening, the moon casting a gentle glow over the city, Lily smiled softly, envisioning a full dining room instead of the empty space it was now. Little did she know that it was not just a restaurant she was about to open, but the doors to self-acceptance and the realization that she didn't need the validation of others to thrive. The cozy table would be a home for her dreams, and that was more than enough. The night had arrived like a long-awaited gift, bright with anticipation and buzzing with energy. The cozy table was transformed, dressed in delicate string lights that twinkled like stars against the exposed brick walls. Fresh flowers adorned each table, adding pops of color that made the space feel vibrant and welcoming. Lily stood at the entrance, her heart racing with a cocktail of excitement and nerves. The restaurant was finally alive, and each sound of laughter and clinking glassware felt like music to her ears. As the clock ticked closer to the grand opening, the faint sounds of chatter filled the air, punctuated with the sizzling of pans in the kitchen. Lily took a moment to breathe deeply and center herself. She had envisioned this night for years, a culmination of sleepless nights and endless dedication. This was not just another night. It was the birth of her dreams. Jake, her sous chef, popped out of the kitchen, a huge grin plastered on his face. "Lily, it's going to be amazing. We're ready." "Are you sure?" she asked, biting her lip nervously. "I want everything to be perfect." "It will be. Just look around. Everyone is excited," he said, giving her a reassuring thumbs up before disappearing back into the kitchen. Despite the energy in the room, a shadow tugged at Lily's heart. She couldn't shake the worry that her family wouldn't show up. She found herself glancing at her phone every few minutes, hoping for a message or a call. Would they realize how much this meant to her? Would they finally understand? As she moved through the dining area, greeting the early guests, she spotted familiar faces, friends and supporters who had encouraged her throughout her journey. Each smiling face gave her strength, wrapping her in a supportive embrace that warmed her soul. They were thrilled to be a part of this moment, and for the first time, Lily felt like she belonged. The restaurant was buzzing, but her heart sank with each tick of the clock. An hour passed, then another, but her family remained absent. She finally got the courage to text Ryan, hoping for at least a simple acknowledgement. "Hey, opening tonight at 7. It would mean a lot if you came." Minutes felt like hours as she waited, her pulse quickening in dire anticipation. The grand opening was in full swing, with customers enjoying their meals, laughter echoing in the air. Yet the empty seat at her family table gnawed at Lily, casting a shadow over her joy. Finally, her phone chimed. It was Ryan. The message felt as if it had been delivered from another planet. "Congrats on the opening, Em, but I've got a business deal to finalize tonight. Rain check?" The words cut like a knife, and Lily's heart sank. Unable to hold back her emotions, she stepped into the kitchen, her sanctuary from the world, where she could let the tears flow freely. The team huddled around her, sensing her distress. "Hey, what's wrong?" Jake asked, noticing her redness. "They're not coming. My family isn't here," she replied, her voice trembling. "I thought tonight would make them see me differently, that maybe they'd finally support me." "It's their loss," Jake said firmly, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "You're not just proving anything to them tonight. You're proving it to yourself. You've worked too hard for this to let their absence ruin your moment." Lily wiped her tears and straightened up, feeling the warmth of her team surrounding her. "You're right. I can't let this define my night. This is my dream, and it's happening, family or not." With renewed determination, she stepped back into the lightly lit dining area, her heart swelling with pride as she saw guests enjoying her carefully curated dishes. Laughter floated through the air, mingling with the tantalizing aromas wafting from the kitchen. She moved through the space, filled with gratitude for the support of her friends and the admiration in their eyes. The guests savored her signature maple-glazed duck breast, and she could hear the accolades flowing, each bite praised and cheered. Lily felt a surge of hope. Perhaps this was just the beginning. As the night went on, Lily lost herself in the rhythm of the restaurant, a dance of plates and smiles. Each interacting moment with her guests was electric, a wave of joy and affirmation sweeping over her. But every now and then, a faint flicker of disappointment washed over her as she glanced toward the door, wishing to see familiar faces walk in. It was with a heavy heart that she acknowledged the absence of her family, yet the realization struck her. Tonight was about her. She didn't need their validation. She was carving her own path, and regardless of their support, she was proud of herself. As the clock edged toward midnight and the last of the diners finished their meals, she felt an overwhelming sense of accomplishment. A quiet pride nestled deep in her heart. The cozy table wasn't just a restaurant, it was a symbol of resilience, of dreams belatedly realized, and a testament that she could soar, even without those who had doubted her. Closing the kitchen doors behind her, she hugged herself, a quiet sense of contentment enveloping her. Lily took a deep breath, gathered her team, and together they celebrated their collective triumph. In that moment, amidst the laughter and joy, Lily knew she had found her place in the world, and that was more than enough. The weeks following the grand opening felt like a whirlwind, a thrilling roller coaster that Lily Carter had never known she could ride. The cozy table had taken its place in the heart of Chicago's bustling food scene, transforming from a dream into a beloved reality. Reviews poured in from food critics and local bloggers, praising not only the quality of the food, but also the warmth and character of the restaurant itself. Each accolade felt like a soothing balm to her heart, mending the wounds of doubt that had lingered for years. Post-opening. Buzz. A few weeks after the grand opening, Lily stood by the host stand, excitement bubbling within her as she watched guests come and go, their faces lit up with delight as they relished her creations. The word was out. The cozy table was the place to be. The vibrant decor, the rich aromas wafting from the kitchen, and the laughter filling the air created a tapestry of warm fulfillment that enveloped everyone who entered. One afternoon, as the lunch rush settled, Lily took a moment to breathe, her body tired but her spirit soaring. She glanced at the handwritten reviews pinned to the wall, a patchwork of admiration. "Lily Carter is a culinary genius," one read. "Must try the maple glazed duck breast, an explosion of flavor." She smiled, her heart swelling with pride. This was what she had fought for, and she was finally reaping the rewards. Positive feedback. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting golden hues over the city, a distinguished food critic, Margaret LeClaire, entered the cozy table. Lily recognized her instantly from countless culinary magazines and blogs. The restaurant buzzed with energy as the staff exchanged knowing glances, readying themselves for a visit from someone with such a prestigious reputation. After a brief greeting, Lily personally delivered the special of the evening, her grandmother's maple-glazed duck breast paired with roasted seasonal vegetables. As she presented the dish, Margaret's eyes brightened. "You're the Lily Carter?" she asked, her voice filled with genuine intrigue. "I am," Lily replied, heart racing. Margaret took her first bite, her expression moving from curiosity to sheer delight almost instantly. "This is extraordinary. The balance of flavors is impeccable," she exclaimed. As the evening carried on, every plate Lily served seemed to unfold like a beautiful story, and Margaret became the storyteller, sharing each course with her dining companions. Word of mouth about the cozy table spread like wildfire as Lily's reputation blossomed. Each day brought new reservations, filled with eager guests wanting to sample her culinary artistry. Unexpected visitors. Another day, Lily received a phone call asking if she could cater a high-profile event for influential culinary figures in the city. The realization that her hard work was catching the attention of Chicago's elite was almost surreal. It was unbelievable to think that just a few months prior, she had poured her heart and soul into a restaurant that no one, not even her family, had believed in. As the catering event approached, Lily meticulously planned her menu, incorporating cherished dishes that showcased her unique style. The night of the event was electric. Guests mingled while she presented her offerings. Among them were familiar faces she had only seen in magazines, each savoring her food and showering her with applause. Amidst the clinking of glasses, cheers, and raving reviews, Lily caught sight of her family, her mother and Ryan, arriving at the back of the event. They had come to see the spectacle for themselves, seemingly transformed from their earlier apathy to eager observers of her success. Family realization. As Lily could feel their eyes on her while she navigated the crowd, laughter erupted around her, a stark contrast to the heavy silence that once coated her home during family gatherings. After all the dismissals, here they were, catching a glimpse of her world and realizing that she was not merely a dreamer, but a doer. "Can you believe Lily? She's actually making it happen," Lily's mother said to Ryan, her voice low as they watched her engage with a patron, laughter dancing in the air between them. Ryan blinked at the unfolding scene, the hint of admiration creeping into his demeanor. "I didn't think she had it in her," he replied, still processing the shift in her trajectory. Lily was blissfully unaware of their conversation, absorbed in her flow, serving plates and connecting with guests who raved about her creativity and skill. But deep inside, a glimmer of satisfaction stirred. She'd built something extraordinary and carved out her niche in the culinary world, even if the people closest to her had been late to recognize her talent. The request. As the night dwindled down, Lily returned to the kitchen, exhilarated but exhausted, her cheeks flushed with the rush of success. Suddenly, her phone vibrated in her pocket. After reading the message, she chuckled, shaking her head at the irony. "Hey, can we book a table for next week? I've got a client who wants to check out the cozy table." Ryan's name flashed on the screen. That very text reminded her of how much things had changed. The brother who once ridiculed her passion was now trying to worm his way into her life after witnessing her achievement. With a sly smile, Lily typed out a reply. "Sure, but how about you bring the whole family? They can finally experience what they missed out on." She hit send, a layer of strength seeping into her bones. The idea of finally having that dinner, the one where they would witness not only her success but also the realization of how deeply they had overlooked her dreams, filled her with a sense of anticipation. Captain of her destiny, Lily Carter had proved that she was not just a small-town chef with big dreams. She was a force of nature who refused to back down, regardless of the doubts cast her way. And as she plunged headfirst into the flavor-drenched chaos of her kitchen, she knew without a doubt that she would continue to rise, savoring every moment of her hard-won success. The weeks following her meteoric rise had been a whirlwind of activity for Lily Carter. As her calendar filled with reservations and events, she took a moment to reflect on her journey. Yet a part of her felt unresolved. Her family's absence during the grand opening still stung. They had missed a pivotal moment in her life, and that reality lingered like an uninvited guest. One sunny afternoon, as Lily organized her kitchen with Jake, her sous chef, the restaurant buzzed with patrons indulging in her delicious fare. She was in her element, dancing between tables in the kitchen, her heart light and free. Suddenly, her phone vibrated on the counter, shattering her reverie. It was a message from Ryan, her brother. "Hey, can we come to see you, Em? We've talked about how we underestimated you. Can we meet up?" Lily's heart raced. Should she agree? Part of her wanted to slam down her phone, to harden her heart against their sudden interest in her life, now that she had achieved success. After all, it had taken months of hard work, resilience, and heartbreak to get here, and their dismissive attitudes played a role in fostering her determination. But as she contemplated the request, she felt more than just anger. She felt a tug of empathy. Sighing, Lily typed a reply. "Sure. Why don't you come to the cozy table for dinner? I'll prepare something special." As the date approached, she experienced a mix of anxiety and apprehension. Would they see her, the chef, the woman who fought through skepticism to rise? Or would they stick to their old perceptions of her as the dreamer, the girl who played in her grandmother's kitchen? On the evening of the dinner, Lily meticulously prepared a tasting menu that encapsulated her journey. each dish a reflection of her growth as a chef and an individual. The centerpiece was, of course, her signature maple-glazed duck breast, representing the love and tradition passed down from her grandmother. The other dishes were a narrative of her experiences, a spicy butternut squash soup recalling her childhood autumns, and a deconstructed tiramisu showcasing her boldness to reinvent the classics. Dinner. Reunion. As her family walked through the door, Lily felt her breath catch. There stood her mother, refined and apologetic, and Ryan, looking unsure but eager. They were stepping into her world, and she couldn't shake the jittery nerves that accompanied that notion. "Hey, Em," Ryan said, his voice slightly tentative. "Congrats on everything. It looks amazing in here." "Thanks," she replied, a hint of tension threading through her words. "I wanted to show you what I've been up to." The three of them settled at a cozy table in the corner, the ambiance warm with candlelight, and the heady aroma of her cuisine enveloped them like a familiar hug. After a brief exchange of pleasantries, Lily began serving the tasting menu, her heart racing with each presentation. As they tasted the dishes, a palpable shift occurred. Lily watched her mother take a bite of the butternut squash soup, the first course, with an expression of delight. "This is incredible, Lily. I never imagined—" "What you've created is impressive," Ryan added, genuine admiration in his eyes as he savored the duck. "Really, Em, you've killed it." With each passing course and every compliment, Lily felt her walls beginning to crack. But she also wanted to be firm. As the final course, a rich, deconstructed tiramisu, made its way to the table, she took a deep breath and prepared to confront the issues between them. Climactic dialogue. "Thank you for coming tonight," she started, her voice steady but laced with emotion. "I know it took some time for you to recognize my passion, but this is my life's work. I needed you to believe in me before I could believe in myself." Ryan looked down at his plate, a hint of guilt shadowing his features. "We made mistakes, Em. I'm sorry we weren't there for you before. I see now how much this means to you, and I respect that." Her mother nodded, looking sincere. "I was caught up in my own expectations and didn't realize I was pushing you away. I'm proud of you, and I'm sorry for doubting your dreams." Their honesty hung in the air, palpable and raw. Lily felt the emotional weight lift, but she wasn't finished. "You both made me stronger in ways you may not have understood," Lily said, her tone firm but softened by warmth. "But I'm not seeking approval anymore. This restaurant, the cozy table, it's my pride, my identity. I hope this experience opens your eyes to what's possible when you truly support someone." Her words hung between them, and a moment of quiet acknowledgement seeped through the tension. As they finished the dessert, laughter followed, the kind that hadn't found its way to their family table in years. Lily felt the warmth of acceptance building inside her. She realized that while their support was cherished, she had already forged her path. Conclusion. As the evening concluded and her family expressed their conversations into praise, Lily felt liberated. The dinner didn't erase the past, but it paved the way for a new future where she was redefined in their eyes, not just as their daughter and sister, but as a formidable force in the culinary world. Stepping into her kitchen later that night, Lily looked out at the cozy table filled with laughter and joy. She had taken the difficult step to reconcile her past with her present, and in doing so, she liberated herself from their expectations. "Now I'm ready for whatever comes next," she whispered to herself, knowing that her journey was far from over. With dreams still to chase and lives to inspire, Lily Carter embraced her future with open arms, determined to build a legacy as vibrant as the dishes she created in her beloved restaurant. The cozy table was not just her establishment, it was a testament to resilience, love, and the power of unwavering self-belief.